rock and roll.
Hey, what's up, everybody? And welcome to the Bitten Apple TV presents Apple Bites. Wow. So it's like freezing here in the East Coast, you all. And this is why I have my hood on because I am losing my voice. The weather change just kind of got to me. And with that, allergies and stuff like that. The flowers don't know if they want to bloom. The trees don't know if they want to bloom. It's just like a really crazy time. It actually snowed here today and it's almost April. I'm like really hating this weather right now.
Dude, man, I was up there and the snowflakes are coming down. And I was like, okay.
I mean, like, really? We got to start bringing out the heaters and stuff now?
Exactly.
I mean, just doesn't make no sense whatsoever.
I was confused, I can tell you that much.
Everything is confusing right now. But anyway, we just want to welcome everybody to the Bitten Apple TV presents Apple Bites. Thank you so much for joining us. We have a really great show this evening. And so this weekend, yesterday, actually, something happened at the Oscars.
Something happened.
Yo, listen, you cannot take black folks anywhere,
man. You know what? Just to get it right off the bat here, what makes it sad is that yesterday's show was going so well. The performances were amazing.
Yeah.
You have these groundbreaking people winning the award, and all people remember now is, dude, a movie with deaf people won the best picture. No,
yes.
We're not talking about this.
Yes. Listen, the bad thing about this is that this was such a monumental thing for Will Smith, and now it's going to be overshadowed by that B-slap that he gave Chris Rock.
Because nobody's talking about his speech. Well,
no.
Except for the fact that he was crying.
No. And even then, somebody thinks that was just a ploy to basically cover up what he did by crying. Hi. By crying. That was basically saying that he was showing this emotion and made this speech to overshadow what actually happened, but it didn't. Because at the end of the day, this man physically walked on the stage from his seat and literally slapped Chris Rock. I actually have footage of it. Let's watch it. We're using ABC's footage right now, so let me just put a banner to them to thank you for this because we couldn't show without the footage. And this footage is actually audited because he curses in it. So we kind of give you all an idea. If you didn't see it, I'm sure everybody's seen it now. But let's just look at this, what happened yesterday.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith.
He said Will Smith just slapped the S out of me. Yeah. Yeah. And so this exchange goes on from Will Smith's seat to Chris Rock. He says, "Keep my wife's name out your effing mouth." There's we saying, "Keep my effing mouth."
Okay.
That's what he's saying right there.
That was a greatest night in the history of television.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So here we go, you all. This man wins this Oscar. He has waited a long time for anybody to think that he's credible about anything. To be credible about anything. And but I agree with you, Travel and Root Beer. You are so absolutely right. Actually, what would have been classier and cooler is if he even walked up on the stage and whispered something to him to shut it down. But to slap him on national TV, and I said it, and I'm going to say it again, you can't take black folks nowhere. I'm so done with this. You know how hard it is for us to get an Oscar, to be there, to be nominated, and then you're going to do something like that. Now, I understand. I thought that the joke was in poor taste. because we all know that Jada has been suffering from alopecia.
Exactly.
And she's been very, very verbal about it. I don't know, who does not know about that? But him saying that, it was in poor taste. And it made me think that he couldn't think of another joke.
I think it's funny because to me it comes across as, because it's not, like he said, it's a G.I. Jane joke. It's not a bad joke, and he's actually boosting her because G.I. Jane is a great character,
Yeah.
sexy, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like he thought that it was in not maybe a dark joke, but it's not as dark as everybody thought it was. You can tell that he thought it wasn't that bad.
I think it would have been better if she purposely had cut her hair to be that short and was rocking it that way instead of her actually having a disorder. So it was not a classy joke. I agree with you. There's some things are off limit, especially when people are suffering from some kind of, illness or whatever. That's just off limits.
I also
It was
agree.
done in poor taste.
I also agree that it wasn't, he wasn't being hateful. It was just a joke he made. It wasn't him, like, because even right before it, he goes, "I love you, Jada," and then he says the joke. So you
But
still,
this is because he knew when he did that to kind of like smooth it over. But he knew that she's suffering with that. Why
Right.
even preface the joke with that? So that's my point. He really could have left that out of his repertoire. He could have left it out. Now, it doesn't justify what Will did.
No,
It
not
doesn't
at
justify
all.
him going up on stage and slapping him. And he literally slapped him like a pimp slaps a hoe. I'm serious. That's exactly how he slapped him.
Dude, I feel like out of both of them, Chris seemed to come out the bigger man in this, because Chris, like, he takes it, he rolls with it, he comes back on the other side of it, and he doesn't do nothing with it, and he's like, okay, I messed up, but I'm gonna stop this here.
I think he was literally in shock because, basically he was trying to, diffuse the situation. He was in shock.
Yep, he's trying to diffuse that, and I feel like out of both of them, which is funny to me because Will is always talking about being the bigger man, and I feel like this time he didn't put his words where his actions were.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't, and I have my theories about it. I'm a big conspiracy theorist. So I do have my Illuminati theories about this particular
I've heard that
incident.
over and over all day, where we need a distraction from over here, so this happened.
So let me just throw my little conspiracy theory out there. The whole thing about being a part of the Illuminati is it's very ritualistic. It's just like any faith that you believe in, and there's rituals that people have to accomplish in order to achieve hierarchy within within the Illuminati. And one of those things is an embarrassing thing on TV or somewhere where everybody sees it, and the other one is slapping somebody.
Yeah, because at first everybody thought he punched them, but it sounded weird. And then in some of the videos I saw, you didn't hear that sound. I didn't hear that sound until I was watching the news. You heard and I was like, "Ow, that hurt." You can hear it, and just hearing the sound alone, you're like, "Ooh."
Yeah, so that's my point. Why would you even consider doing that? Why? And so everybody's sitting here because they're also flabbergasted about, oh my God, I can't believe that this man did this. Is so out of his character. He's
That's
so
all
like he always takes a higher road. That's what made me think that it was ritualistic. And it was more ritualistic it's either for Chris or for Will to accomplish this particular ritual.
It's so funny because a lot of people thought this was a setup when it happened. They thought it was like a joke, or the only reason that anybody started questioning it was when Will came out of his mouth.
Yes. I don't know. I just think that it's just so out of his character that it has to be in some way loosely staged, if that makes any sense. Like loosely scripted. This is loosely staged. And let me tell you something. You all are probably going to see it disappear even after all this. Now it's like the slap around the world. It's bringing some attention to somebody, and somebody's getting something out of it as a result. So that's just
We'll
my
see.
theory. You know, we do a lot of conspiracy theories on, you know, the tingling tea. That is just, yeah, I really do believe that. I don't know travel and root beer. I know Hollywood, and I'm just telling you, there's always something, you know, good and bad press always is good press. That's what I'm
There's no
going to
such thing
say.
as bad press, as Hollywood says.
Yeah, there is no such thing as bad press. So just you know, just putting it out there. But anyway, so you went to Big Apple Con this week. How
Yes,
was
but you
it?
should have been there because a friend of ours.
Oh, you know.
He was
And
there.
I supported his Kickstarter. He's one of my favorite people.
Oh my God!
I
It was
just really love him. I love that T-shirt. And when did they start selling T-shirts? And is it on his webpage now?
That's a good question. He had a ton of them there at the convention. He was doing fantastic.
He's always
Even when I
doing
talked to him,
fantastically.
he was like, "Oh man, I've been busy all day." And Source Point Press is like going
Yeah.
skyrocketing, and this book is just doing amazing. And he
Yeah.
actually had the trade paperback there, not the one from the Kickstarter, but he had the whole thing there to buy if you guys wanted to get it. We are
How
still waiting for our
much?
Kickstarters because it has a whole different cover to it. It's a whole
Yeah.
separate book.
How much was he selling it for?
I didn't know. I didn't ask him, but it wasn't that much. And then he also had the Meyer Shannon covers of all 6 issues of them. They're on the table, as well as some other rare exclusives. Some beautiful
Are
metal
you talking about
covers.
the one cover that I missed out on
Oh no, no, no,
in
no!
Comic Con?
That
Okay,
one's sold out, but
that's sold out
he had like a
completely.
couple that was still like he had 2 or 3 left of those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was just it was he was doing great, and it was good to see him doing great, and it was good to see people. It was good. Big Apple Con felt like going to a comic convention again.
Wow, wow.
We saw a lot of our friends there. We hung out. Well, you know what? Let me show you the trailer, and we'll talk a little bit more.
Okay, all right. Let's look at the trailer right now.
And here we go.
Wow, there's a lot of people there.
Dude, it was a blast. It was, as you can see, it was just like it was like a party, man. There was constantly people coming in and out of the convention. It was in the New Yorker Hotel, which is right, over the TikTok Diner, which we all love to go in to make life
The
easier.
TikTok, yeah, the TikTok Diner has so many memories. That's why we started the Bitten Apple TV from the TikTok Diner.
And
Yes.
it was so funny to be in the New Yorker Hotel and then go, hey, you can go straight into the TikTok Diner because they actually have their own entrance into the TikTok Diner.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
It
Well,
was
it was a success, and obviously they're probably going to end up having it there again next year because it was such a success, a huge success having it at this.
Well,
at the New York
the
Hotel.
Pennsylvania hotel shut down, so that's why they're not over there.
Oh well, but this worked out.
Yep.
So I guess it'll be a standard. Wow. So it looks really, really cool. I think that Gen Con sometime. Yeah.
And our goal is to hit as many cons as we can, so we might be at Gen Con.
Yeah, we'll try. It's really like, things are very slow right now as far as everybody getting back into the norm of things. So, we'll try to make as many as we can, like we used to.
Yeah.
But this is an interesting thing about this format that we have now of being live and then also, going out to the cons and stuff like this is a really great thing because we're actually giving more to our fans out there so that they'll have the opportunity. If you're not able to go to any of these cons, you could at least talk to some of the artists or see some of the footage from those cons that you're unable to attend. And a lot of people are still a little bit timid about, shy of going outside, especially in con settings, because you normally get con crud. You get a cold usually when you come from a con. So, people just, and our mask mandate in New York City we don't have any anymore. I don't think so.
Which it was funny because there was still a lot of people there with masks, and I know myself, I'm probably gonna, especially for conventions, I'm probably gonna keep wearing the mask because of stuff like con crud. We know that we've gotten it before. We go to the convention, and next thing you know, we're not feeling well afterwards.
Yeah.
So we already know that's a thing. So I'm not playing around.
Yeah. I mean, I still wear my mask. I still think that there's something still, lingering around, but I still wear my mask even if that doesn't do anything. And plus, this is in the middle of flu season, so you're also capable of getting that right now, especially with the drastic weather change. But I'm really happy that you got to see. What was the most spectacular thing that you think that you saw there outside of Source Point Press
The cosplay
and Cult of Dracula?
The cosplay was amazing, and our friends Peace and Gata were the judges at the cosplay contest. And you see a little bit of there in the trailer, and it was just like people was like so pent up that they wanted to get their cosplay out there. And you see one of the moments in the cosplay there is these two guys were reenacting the whole scene from Star Wars where they're having the fight scene, and he gets on top of his chair and goes, "I have the high ground."
Yeah, I'm telling you, that looks really fun. It looks really fun. I'm so excited about that.
And that guy who had the kids cosplay, oh my god,
wow!
Dude. Yeah, and it was just like the freaking trailer does not showcase how much cosplay was there. I have so much footage in my phone that is not funny. I'm still trying to figure out what to do with it. I've been talking to Nat, and we're trying to figure out like how to showcase the, besides the trailer, the stuff that we capture, that we're capturing at least on the phone or on the camera.
Well, I can't wait to see the footage and all the interviews that you all were able to do.
Well, that's the whole thing. I find it easier to not do the interviews there. I find it easier to tell them, "Hey, come on to the show." That way, when you come on to the show,
good idea.
You have an hour to actually showcase that person.
Yeah, good idea.
There at the convention, the most we can give you is about 5 to 10 minutes, 15 if we push it.
That's actually, I think that's actually good, because then you get a little bit more of an in-depth personal one-on-one with our artist, and then you can ask questions too. So this is like here. No. I wish I was. Yeah, because of the ears. I'm not though. But you know what? It's literally this is because my neck is cold because I'm catching some kind of little cold or whatever. But I didn't even think about it being a tanuki. So it's cute. Now, so
that's true too.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, Nat. So listen, before we go any further, there's a couple of things, because I do want to show some footage of a previous Big Apple Con that we did in 2018. But before we do that, this weekend, what comes out is Morbius comes out this weekend. And for anybody who does have Disney, I've literally last night stayed up until 2:00 in the morning. Might be one of the reasons why I'm sick, watching old episodes of the 1990s version of Spider-Man, which are really good, and the X-Men. So I was like literally like revisiting my youth watching that stuff. So I'm so excited to see it. And of course, that 1990s version of Spider-Man did a really good job of giving you origin stories about certain characters. So
and it had a great theme song.
Yeah. Yeah, it did, but not as good as the 1960s one though.
Oh no, that's a classic. But I find that with Spider-Man, they've been consistent with the very rare is the Spider-Man theme song sucky.
yeah, very rare is it. Well, I'm really excited about it. So let's show some footage from our Big Apple Con in 2018.
Dude, it bugs me out that 2018 was years ago now, because it feels to me like it was just.
Listen, I am like freaking out about that. because the years are going by so very quickly. So this is one of our interviews from Big Apple Con. We're going to do a trip down memory lane, and hope you all enjoy it.
There we go.
Hey guys, this is Captain Mir from Bitten Apple TV in conjunction with It Came From the Radio at Big Apple Con. That's right, both apples are taking a bite out of each other. Now we're here with Devon, the Daywalker, the Blade. He's ultimately Blade. Now when I go to conventions and I spot this dude, I know it's him. I'm like, oh my God, I know you. But what I want to ask you is, obviously you're very inspired by Blade. So when it comes to the movie as well as the comic, what about the character, I guess, really did you really relate to in that aspect? Because a lot of times when you pick your favorite hero and you like really connect with them, what was it about Blade that made you just go, that's me right there?
The similarities were uncanny. We're both martial artists, you know. We're both behind the scene type heroes are related to that, and the connection between the character with myself and how he like cares about his mother, because that's what it's all about. That was like, I'm sold. That's it. That's for me. So I automatically got the connection. And shout out to my grandfather, because he's the one who introduced me to Blade. I was a Spider-Man fan. Why are you always reading those? You don't know any black superheroes? I'm a kid. What? So he goes into the back, brings out Tomb of Dracula, number 10. We open it up, and here you see Blade, green pants. I'm like, what is that? That's not a superhero, but we're both reading it, and it automatically clicked. So this is nothing new that you're seeing.
Oh my God, I love that backstory for it, because everyone, like I said, you find that connection, you're like, that's me. So now when it came, and shout out to your mom, because that was the first thing you mentioned. Good mom. So when I tried cosplaying, I'm like, I'm supposed to be Lara Croft today from the new version, but I'm kind of okay-ish here. But doing cosplay is not easy. So when it came to sort of putting this all together, I mean, how long did it really take you to really kind of just get that solid feel like this is how I feel like I'm supposed to look?
I can answer that, but it's really gonna be.
No, go ahead, love. However you want to answer it.
Right. For me, it's a way of life. So it was a combination of what I was already doing combined with what was already going on. Cosplay just gave me a lane to do what I wanted to do. And I saw this world. I was like, okay, but I was always rocking the trench coat. You know what I'm saying? And the martial artist. So all of those things played in together for me to do it. As I graduated in this art form, I no longer consider myself a cosplayer. Shout out to Prince. I'm the artist formerly known as a cosplayer. So I go by a cos performer. I'm a cos performer because I'm a tribute artist. And shout out to Wesley, who shows my page so much love. Legend of the Daywalker on Instagram. Shows me so much love while I'm doing this thing. This is an amazing ride. So it's just a combination of what I was doing. I had my own heroes before. So I was like, you know what? Let's put that to the side and take on the mantle of Blade. Now, here's where it gets tricky. As an artist, how would he look in my world? I could easily do the haircut. The hair grows fine. I easily could have did the bald head thing, but I was like, I want to be different. I want to be original. And again, shout out to Wesley for recognizing that part to be an original Blade. Because when you see my vest iconic, I had to change that. So just little small subtleties you can do. I call that cosplay remix. When you take a cosplay and you make it your own.
Because you really tweaked it. Because I know when I see you at conventions, I know it's you. Like, there's no like, is that so and so? There's no question. I'm like, no, I know who this dude is. Now you've mentioned martial arts, and what kind of martial arts have you trained in?
Woo! Our home is ninjutsu. When we say ninjutsu, Genbu Ken Ninpo. That's a very traditional ninjutsu. There's also capoeira. You know, again, because grandpa and dad had to make sure you pick up some things and get that in there. That's an African Brazilian art. We say African first because that's where it originated. There's also elements of Kung Fu, you know. Who wasn't inspired by the Shaw brothers? So we had to go, right? So we had to go get that Kung Fu in there. There's also Taekwondo, you know. So there's all styles that's just combined in with a mixture of myself and represented, and again in Blade in his own different ways. So we're going to tackle elements that wasn't seen. So you'll see the Kung Fu. You know what I'm saying?
Mantis, he looks very southern. I'm from the north. Shaolin's daddy, but I'm Eagle Claw. So how long? So you've been training in martial arts since you were a kid, then?
Yes, since 3. What do you know at 3? I personally took it serious, like let's say about 5, 7 years old. Mm-hmm.
Now, when it comes to the different styles, like I did a little bit of Japanese style myself, but I found that my heart is really in the Chinese form of fighting. And I've tried other styles as well. What sort of, I guess, about the styles that you like about it the most? I like the flow of the Chinese Kung Fu. Not that the other martial arts don't have a flow, but their dance beat is different. It's almost kind of like dancing to salsa and then dancing to hip hop. You can love the music, same kind of similar. You got the movements, everything down, but it's a different love for it. So what was it about, I guess, the forms that you picked that made you go, this is me? Like, what about that aspect as a martial artist?
Let's talk martial arts. To me, martial arts is a tree. And on that tree, you're going to have different branches. So you're going to have your Taekwondo, your Jiu-Jitsu, your Aikido. Whatever sword style works for you, that's what you go with. You know, growing up in Brooklyn, shout out to BK, you know, and just like the New York thing, the first thing we see is karate. You find Kung Fu and all of these things. But let me go back a little personal. I started out karate, but at the end of the night when the dojo was finished, my sensei taught me ninjutsu. So that tweaked it and everything because karate for me, like you said, the beats were pop, 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 right? But when I got into ninjutsu, it was more slap, slap, pat, pat. Then when we get into Kung Fu, so now it changed more. So the fluidity, and I had like so much energy in me. So the pop, pop, pop didn't work for me. And that's no disrespect to anyone who does karate, you know?
It's not, but the rhythm is different. It's like trying to do one dance and then suddenly like, what? Oh, no, this rhythm isn't for me. This isn't for me.
You will find people that just do karate that may beat a ninjutsu. It's all in all how you use your sword style. Yes, it's whatever works for you, you know. So I don't knock any style. You do what works. That's what Bruce Lee said.
So now also for my viewers, I'm on his Instagram, but it's always good for people to hear it themselves from you. That they want to see the next convention that you're going to go to. They want to take a picture with the Ultimate Daywalker. By the way, if you guys check out his Instagram, he has a picture with Wesley from his birthday, and they met. Like, that is freaking awesome. But where can they find you?
They can find me on Instagram. I'm very easy to reach. Legend of the Daywalker, all one word. I interact with let's say just about everybody, because as this thing has grown, you know what I'm saying? I give thanks. You develop relationships with people in Japan, Germany, Sweden, Spain, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just this kid from Brooklyn who just took a love for what he did and took it beyond serious. So people find me. So again, Legend of the Daywalker.
Make sure you guys stay, go back, follow him, see what he's doing, and then you guys get to see him actually perform in person, perform in
performance.
yes, in person. He's really amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
He's still good to watch.
I love him.
And I'm glad you.
I saw him at this one too for like a second because you know how he is. He's constantly moving and doing stuff.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
funny that reminds me of us being at Urban Action Showcase, and he's doing his thing, and this person just walks by while he's doing those blade things, and everybody, and you're like, dude, aren't you paying attention? What are you trying to get yourself cut or something?
Yeah. People are. Yeah. I guess people think that it's not real. But yeah, he does this. He does this thing. It's really bad. I have to say something about Travel and Root Beer's comment about the story that X-Men cartoon made. It was so incredible. Yes, it was really good because for people that have never been introduced to any of those comics, Disney, those particular 1990s versions of those shows introduced you to characters. And I have to tell you, as big a fan as I am of the Spider-Man, because I've been watching Spider-Man since the early 60s or late 60s, actually, I was very excited about the fact that they introduced Blade in the 1990 version of Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was really excited about that. So I thank you for offering up this particular episode of one of our interviews, talking to the Daywalker, who is actually friends with Wesley Snipes. He does do it very well. You have to see it in action, especially when we probably see him again in the future. So let's talk about our next guest. Our next guest is coming in.
Before we start, I see Peace in the comments down there. He's like, yeah, definitely. You know how he is.
Yeah,
the Daywalker is an amazing cause performer.
Cause performer. Yes, he corrected us. Yes, he's still very, very good. He's definitely real with everything that he does. It is worth it to watch in motion. It really is. Somebody hired that man for a movie. Anyway, with that being said, let's talk about our guest who's coming in right now. I'm so excited about him. And Ralph, you can actually tell us a little bit more about him before we introduce him into the broadcast.
I'm just scrolling along my Facebook thing like I usually do, and then of course, when something strikes my fancy, and his character BLAKMANE just looked completely different than what I've seen so far. So I was like, I gotta check this guy out. So I went down the rabbit hole. I found him. I asked him to be on the show. And he's going to be here to talk about BLAKMANE. Do you want to show off the video before we put him on? Or?
Yeah, let's show. He has a Kickstarter going on right now, so let's just watch his video real quick. Let's bring it up into the broadcast.
All right, hold on one second.
And if you can make it a little larger.
Let's see. Can I make it a little larger?
If not, that's okay. We can just show it from here.
Ooh.
Hey. Let's go.
All right, here we go.
Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to the Kingdom. My name is Joe Phelps II, the founder and president of Kingdom Comics. Some of you may know me as King Joey from the Broden Podcast and also co-owner of Broden Entertainment. But today, I'm very excited and proud to announce a Kickstarter campaign for my original character, BLAKMANE. The story follows Jermaine Leonardo Black, a man who lives in present-day Chicago. Jermaine sees the ugly in the city, but his relentless faith in God pushes him to inspire others to see and be a part of the beauty in it. One day, Jermaine learns that he's lived more lives than one, and they all lead him to his divine purpose of bringing forth the universal warrior, BLAKMANE. This story is full of action, horror, comedy, mythology, supernatural creatures, and so much more, and it's only just beginning. I do all the writing and all the art on this project, and I'm hoping I can continue with your support. And of course, I wouldn't ask you to support without having something for you to see and get excited about. So, kings and queens, I present to you, from Kingdom Comics, the trailer for BLAKMANE, Issue 1.
Hey, G, check it out.
Unfortunately, the city I call home needs no introduction. Chicago is known for being one of the most dangerous cities in America. The humans have strayed away from God and wandered into the devil's wilderness. 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8 says, "Be vigilant, be sober, because your adversary the devil walketh about as a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. I say unto those who are pure and follow the ways of the righteous, show the devil no fear, nor any man who works evil in his name. For the Lion of God is in the earth, to reprimand evil with the wrath of his roar, bringing about the trembling of 1,000,000,000 trumpets."
Hey, turn that up, Kay. Turn that up, Kay. Turn that up, Kay.
My name is Jermaine Leonardo Black, and I am salvation and damnation. I am the trumpets of the revelation. I am BLAKMANE.
Okay, the music was dope.
Dude,
Everything was dope. Yeah, it was.
I
It
told
was
you.
really. It
I was
was
like,
really.
whoa.
Yes, yes, and that's
And then
what you
all the
need is a
mixes of
powerful
all the different
trailer.
things. Oh,
And the character is gorgeous.
yeah, definitely.
Gorgeous. Oh my gosh. This is like, oh, all the characters look really, really good. So let's bring him in so we can talk about this, because we're already getting comments from people in the things of people saying it's fire and everything. So let's bring him in. Without further ado, you all, let's bring in Mr. Joey BLAKMANE PHELPS. What's up?
Oh, look, it's all.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Yay!
Yeah, I'm finally in my studio now.
That is okay. Let me see if I can bring everybody up real close. All right, there we go. All right, so tell us a little bit about this character. This character is like so dope. I mean, really.
Thank you.
Now we got you sideways,
yeah.
like you in the Batman cave.
Yeah, we gotta fix it.
There we go.
We good? Okay, we all the same way. All right, good. Yeah, so this character, I've been working on this character since 2009, and you know how it is, like you tweak the character, you put in what you want, take out what you don't, and yeah, you just get it to a point where it's ready to be put in front of the public, and that's how I finally got to that stage. So yeah, like over the years, I've always wanted to create a character, like kind of based on myself, like most of us comic book creators do. And I wanted to create a hero that could be a beacon of positivity for the city of Chicago. And I feel like I'm really hoping that a lot of people can see that and support this Kickstarter, so I can not only put this book out, but put out the series that I've been working on.
Well, you already got to vote for me. One, because you from Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Illinois born right here. Alton, Illinois,
okay.
Southern Illinois. Yes.
Nice.
So you already got to vote for me right now, because you from the Midwest.
Nice,
and you
nice.
from, Chicago, Chi-Town.
Yeah, Chi-Town.
and I'm really excited about anybody representing from there, because this is some quality work. I think that it's competitive enough with anything that you would find in New York or LA. I mean, it just is really gorgeously drawn.
Yeah.
And just beautiful and everything. And I'm really loving the concept that you have too. Tell us a little bit about your concept, why you chose, this particular concept. And I see there's some Christianity ringing in it. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, definitely. I wanted to create a hero because in comics we rarely see heroes that like talk about the Bible, and if we do, we get these characters that like they're chasing godhood. They want to be the gods. But this character, I wanted to create a hero that has god level powers, but he's so humble that he's willing to serve the in his heart the one true living God. So the powers are bestowed upon him from heaven, and the reason why he gets his powers is because he's just at the core of his being, he's just a good man. And most of the times you see that these the characters that we see in popular media, they get their powers from like different forms of like science, or like, you know, they're born with them and stuff like that. But this character, he has a very rich history. It's his initial form is it's celestial. Uh, how do I explain this? His first human form is an ancient Egyptian war general named Ramahes,
Mm.
and his name comes from the god Ra, and the other god of war, and the Egyptian god of war Mahis, which is the lion-headed god.
Mhm.
So that's where a lot of his power comes from. But also even before that, like there's an angel who was created because four angels, like after the fall of man, they fused themselves together to create one angel to basically combat the forces of hell. And those angels are Balthiel, Lahabiel, Ariel, and Kemuel. And the beginning of their four names make the word black, and that's why it's spelled without a C. So
Oh,
yeah, I
dope.
know a lot of people wonder about that, and like some people have gotten confused and they think that the name BLAKMANE is like a slang way of saying black man, but it's not. Like obviously, as you can see, like he has long hair and he's a
Hmm.
lion character. Yeah, so he's a lion character, so that's why. And they say that black maned lions are more aggressive and a lot stronger than regular lions. And I felt like if you read the Bible, then you'll know that the lion of the tribe of Judah is, you know, it's you know, it's really prevalent in those in the biblical stories and everything. So I wanted to create a character that, you know, gives us some form of religion, some form of you know, a different type of animal, because I know we see different types and we got the Spider-Man, we got the Black Panther, but I've never seen a hero that was like based on a lion before. So,
Hmm.
and not only that, I'm a Leo, so you know, like I said, I based a lot of this on myself. So yeah, like that's pretty much his story. But yeah, just his alter ego is Jermaine Leonardo Black, and he has a little brother. And obviously, we know with him living in the city of Chicago, there's gang violence, there's gun violence, and everything. And Jermaine himself, like at a young age, him and his brother, they lost their parents. And
Hmm.
instead of him going down that road, he chose to, you know, basically be different. Like, you know, he chose to not be a product of his environment, and in him doing that, he kind of loses and wanting to help the people around him, he kind of loses focus on the fact that, you know, he did his best to raise his brother, but he
Hmm.
kind of doesn't have any bearing over what he gets into. So he ends up being a product of the environment. So, you know, he hangs out with the gangs, you know, he goes and he sells drugs and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Jermaine, he actually did a good job of, you know, making sure he was educated, because he graduates high school and he gets accepted into the University of Illinois at Champaign-Urbana. And he was going there for a while, but due to him, you know, being involved with drugs and stuff like that, constantly getting in trouble, he gets kicked out and he's forced to come back to Chicago. So yeah, so
I love that.
yeah, and it's a big universe. I have over 60 characters, but like, you know, for right now, like I'm just like, you know, just getting my feet wet, just like, you know, putting out the main characters first, and then like, you know, as the story goes on, like we'll introduce more characters.
Hmm. The interesting thing that you're talking about, because you know, as somebody who is a Christian and someone who, you know, thoroughly loves to decipher and read the Bible, that there are angels that actually were created that have the heads of lions, and people don't understand that, because people think that angels look like these angelic beings with this white hair and everything, but they don't look like that.
Absolutely.
If you actually saw an angel,
Absolutely.
you might be terrified of what it looks like, because there are angels that actually have a face of a human and a face of a lion and a face of a something else on the
Yeah.
other side of it, you know, three sides of a face. They're very interesting. You know, when God created them, they have very interesting aspects and each one of their forms or their continents represents who they are.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
you'd be really, really surprised. This is what I really loved about it. I was like, wow, I so thoroughly love this concept. There's so much that you can get into and dive into with this character. What has been the overall response to BLAKMANE?
Honestly, like from the comic book community, the blurred community, I guess we can call it. It's been getting like really very well received. Like a lot of people love the way the character looks. He looks different. A lot of people say like, you know, when they saw him, they was like, is he a villain? Like because he kind of has this look like he's a little bit scary looking, like, you know, initially, but that's the whole concept of it's always said like in the Batman comics that fear is one of the best tactics to use against, you know, people, because it's like, you know, people fear what they don't understand.
Right.
And that's truly what's going on with BLAKMANE. A lot of people don't know what he is. They don't know if he's a man, they don't know if he's a monster, but the thing about BLAKMANE is like he doesn't feel that he's a hero. He feels that he has a mission from God that he must complete in whatever form that takes. Like, you know, he's an obedient servant. And not only that, like the great thing about it is he's a complete contrast from Jermaine. Jermaine is the type of person like he's a very peaceful man. A lot of times like when altercations could possibly arise, like he finds a way to avert it. Although like there are some instances where he does, you know, ends up getting to like violent squabbles with a couple of gang members and everything. But at even being a peaceful man, sometimes you have to fight so that you can have peace. But for him to be that peaceful man and doesn't seek violence, BLAKMANE on the other hand, like whatever he feels is necessary, like BLAKMANE actually he kills. And I feel like there's a certain type of person you would have to be for him to make that decision, but like he makes that decision without a second thought, because um with him, like when you think of characters like the Punisher and like other agents and stuff like that, they have a license to kill from the government already. BLAKMANE kind of has the no restrictions because in a way he has a license to kill from heaven. So that's not to say that he's a bad person, but like depending on like what you've done to another human being, if you're just a terrible person and you just do these things without any remorse or any regard to human emotion, then yeah, you'll most likely be one of the people that he kills. But
So are you
also in the
saying that
story,
he gets his command from God? So I
yes,
think
yes.
that, you know, people who don't realize that, you know, from a Christian standpoint and from a biblical standpoint, God is the only one that can ordain someone to be
Hmm.
taken out, literally.
Right.
So he has to get those marks. Even the devil has to ask God to take somebody out.
Perfect. Exactly. Yeah. And
Yeah.
not only that, like the good thing about this story is because there's a lot of twists and turns. The concept of BLAKMANE is um freedom of choice. You know, the fact that he gave us free will. So heaven gives Jermaine the opportunity to choose. Like they tell him that like, you know, due to this power technically being his, because his spirit actually is the spirit of black. So he was
Mhm.
technically around. He predates man, and
Mhm.
Jermaine Black is only his human form. He's his human avatar. So the power of BLAKMANE it technically does belong to Jermaine, but heaven they come to him and they want him to unlock that power because given the wickedness that we see in the world today, they actually approach him to unlock the power so that he can destroy the world. And he's given that choice to, okay, you can either destroy the world, or if you go a different route, then like that means, you know, he's putting his own life on the line,
Mhm.
because if he doesn't destroy man the way that heaven wants him to, then like the only other alternative is he has to turn things around. He has to influence the humans to repent for their, you know, sins, be better to each other, and like just basically go about life in the way that God wants us to, which is to love one another. So if he's not able to do that, then he has to relinquish his powers as BLAKMANE and also suffer more consequences. But we'll see what those consequences may be as the book progresses.
Wow. So how far have you written out? Now, how many books do you have as part of the Kickstarter, and what are you offering in the Kickstarter, and then how many issues do you have already set to go?
Right now, this is the only issue I have. Like as far as the story, I've gotten the whole story written out, and I've been breaking down how I want to break them up into series. But yeah, this is the first book, and this is the only issue that I have completed. I've already written the script out for the second book, and with this Kickstarter, I was offering free. Initially I started it as like posters, uh, digital versions of the comic, physical versions of the comic, and for certain tiers you get signed physical copy, you get a signed poster. um I have BLAKMANE symbol t-shirts for the top tier, and I just released the update today where if you there's a the top tier is $70. If you do $70 or more, then that enters you in the raffle to be chosen to be drawn into the comic.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, what'd you say that for?
Yeah, I figured, a lot of people would like that. Like, and that's one thing I've always like. I just recently did another interview, and like the guy I was interviewing with, you guys probably might know him. He's from the Lost Children of Andromeda, and
Oh,
he
yeah.
told me like, yeah, yeah, and he told me like, it's always good to just be able to take the pledges that people give you, like and I told him like, there's a side of me that is similar to Jermaine, and like, when people pledge, I want to give them more and more and more. But yeah, like, I felt like that was a good compromise. Like, if people, if you give that much money because you really believe in this project, then I feel like, yeah, it would be awesome for me and I love to draw anyway. I do all the art on this project and everything.
Let me
So
pull this up
it's
full so
nothing.
you can see what you get for $70. So for the $70 pledge, you get a signed physical copy of the BLAKMANE issue #1. You get a PDF file of BLAKMANE issue #1. You get a signed physical photo of BLAKMANE. You get a digital photo of BLAKMANE. You get a character T-shirt, and then you said also that you're going to be put in a raffle to be drawn in the next issue. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow, that's like dope. And nobody likes to be
Yeah,
drawn
and
into comics but like me.
Yeah. So your eyes go, wait a minute.
Especially something like
yeah.
this. And
I get,
that $70 actually is not a
no, it's not
lot.
that much. Yeah.
Yeah. And he
Yeah, I
does
mean, like,
everything
yeah, there's
himself.
been so many amazing people who have been giving like $100. Like, even for people who don't pledge, they definitely like they go to Instagram, they go to their socials, and they share the project, and that
Exactly.
brings in more people who pledge. So, like, all of that is definitely appreciated. Like, I I have been putting my heart and soul into this project. I'm hoping that we reach out to some people who can possibly, as you can probably see, like the style in which I drew it was anime, and I'm
Hmm.
hoping that maybe I can, get with the studio so we can make this a cartoon. Because a lot of people, like when they saw the trailer, they actually thought that it was going to be a cartoon, an anime, and I was like, that would be amazing if I could get in touch with the right people to make it an anime. But yeah,
Yeah.
like right now, like the first love is comics, so I know I have to put in that time, put out those issues and everything, make sure I get it in front of the right people. And like I really just wanted to give it to the core fans, the comic book readers who really, this is our culture. And like
Hmm.
all of that, like, really culminates into like, okay, we love them so much that we can create them. And I feel like, it's wonderful that we have so much content out here from creators who love comics, and now that they can make their own. So
So I just want to put this out here, everybody, just so you didn't hear it at the beginning. So Joy reminded us that he does everything himself.
Yep.
He does not have a full
Boom,
team of
boom,
people
boom,
doing this.
boom.
He does this all by himself, you all. This is worthy of $70 and more.
Yeah.
It's worthy of that.
thank
So,
you so much.
look at all this beautiful stuff. I mean, Ralph, can you just scroll through it one more time? I just want to show some of the characters and how they're drawn.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys in the comments have any questions about the characters or anything, I mean, I
Look at
honestly know the
this.
story like the back of my hand. So
I gotta admit, I love the fact that you've actually like gone in depth into your research. A lot of people, they go, I'm gonna do a book about this, but they don't really do any research about it. They just make it up whichever way they want to make it up. But you can see that you
hmm
lovingly looked through everything that you're working on to make it part of
hmm
whatever piece you're taking it from. It's not just like you going, okay, this is just what I'm doing. You're actually building this universe with all this information you've gotten.
Yeah.
Yeah. It really makes me feel good that so many people can see that, and it's so funny that like what you said, Les. There are angels with the actually Ariel,
Yeah.
the A in black. That's the lion-headed god. I mean, the lion-headed angel. So I definitely did a lot of research on this, and not only just Christian heritage, but a lot of ancient Egyptian mythology went into this. Like
Right.
there was so much information that I wanted to put in here, like educating people about like what's going on in Chicago. And I feel like this book is it's not just the one thing I've never sold BLAKMANE on was like this is a black superhero, because I feel like this is a superhero for everybody. If you are interested in the battle between good and evil, it's not a thing of race. It's not a thing of age. It's not a thing of it's not black and white. It's not any of that. Like the only thing is like only thing that matters is good and evil. And I honestly feel like everybody can enjoy this story, like whether you believe in God, whether you're an atheist, whether you don't have much knowledge on religion at all. Like this story is not to force you to believe anything that you don't want to believe in, but it does give you some insight into what those of us who do believe that's what we believe to be true. So if it does convert some people over to believe in God, then that's amazing. But if it doesn't change your mind, then still, if you're
It's a
invested
good
in this, you're
story.
still going to get a great story. Yeah,
It
exactly.
gives you the opportunity to do some research on your own. You come up with certain characters. If you're actually infusing real characters into the storyline that is a fictional storyline, people will go and look at these characters and say, wow, they'll start doing the research. So I think that it's really great. And I think anything that kind of gives a viewpoint into your faith speaks volumes, because a lot of people could choose to do something else. They don't have to necessarily focus on that, but I really think that that's important that you're doing this. Yeah.
Exactly.
I
I
agree with
really
Will. He's
appreciate it.
saying he loves the fact that you pooled your beliefs and mythologies. I like the fact that you got Egyptian in there. I love the fact that you got Christianity in there. I love the fact that you've pulled from all these different places to create your universe and to like make it richer. And if somebody wants to do research, they can find that you did your research, and this is where you're getting all your stuff. The way you drew the character itself, BLAKMANE, it looks so Egyptian. At the same time, you have this Christian feel to it. Same thing with our guy here, Mazarafi. It looks just beautiful. It's just I think it's the gold and black.
Yeah,
It
this the
really
color,
makes
the
it
gold and
Yeah,
the
yeah.
black. Yes, that too.
Yeah, so with that, I wanted to like, because it was so like when I was first drawing it out, it was like I had went through a lot of concepts. So, I was thinking about maybe having his hair around his shoulders and everything. But when I decided that I wanted to mix the Egyptian history with it, I wanted to go for the pharaoh, the headdress, and
yeah.
like that's where I kind of got the design for it. And then like as you can see, like the pieces right here, that's like it goes with the headdress as well. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. You can see that you're mixing everything together. You can see where this leads to the costume man we see.
Yes, exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, can you scroll through just a little bit? I just kind of want to pull everything up on a full screen so people can see it. Wow, just look at that.
I like the fact that you put the Watchers in here too.
Oh yeah. Like that's the thing I love about it, because there's a lot of people who are like they're introduced right now, but they're gonna have some really big roles later on down the line. Like you're actually looking at some possible superheroes on that page right there.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. One of the things I was gonna do an update, but I guess since we're on the show now, I can give you all this right now.
Right.
When we hit $2,000, I'm going to introduce another suited superhero from the BLAKMANE universe.
Ooh.
I'm not gonna reveal who he is, but I'm just gonna show you guys what he looks like. I'm not gonna tell you his name, but I will show you the suit. So yeah.
I like that tease.
Yvette said if you turn
Yeah.
the key sideways, it's a picture of downtown Chicago. Let's bring that up again.
Ooh.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's kind of like a type of Prince thing, because that symbol alone, it actually has a meaning. Like they said, if you turn it sideways, then it is a key. and you can see that on the side, like the locks in between is that's the city of Chicago. But when you turn it back upwards, then you can see the two K's like facing away from each other. That's for Kingdom Comics. Um, the tips of the
You
K
really thought
go
this stuff
down and
through.
across. Yeah, I did a lot of research, but when you look at it, you can see the cross, but also with the loop around the top that creates the Egyptian Ankh. So and then you got the crown at the top. So the what the symbol means is, oh yeah, not to forget there's a heart at the bottom. So
Mm.
that symbol means that love is the key to life.
Mm.
Yeah. And a lot of people get a little confused by why I spell kingdom with an E. Basically, for those of us who know slang and whatnot, the word dome usually means the
Your
head.
head,
So
right?
anything, yeah, anything that exists inside Kingdom Comics came from the mind of a king. So that's what it means, like the king's head. So, and that's also where the crown lies. So.
So they, based on the people are making comments, and you've been drawing since you were 12 years old. But when did you come up
Maybe
with with this
longer than
concept? Is
that.
yeah. When did you come up with this concept of BLAKMANE?
Honestly, like I said, 2009 was when I decided that I wanted to create. Like I was creating characters before then, but none of them were really like sick. I was throwing a lot of stuff against the wall, and like BLAKMANE kind of stuck because I was like, okay, if I want to create a character based on me, like what are some great things that I'm proud of about myself. So I started. I love the fact that I'm a Leo because I already love lions anyway. So I was like, okay, cool. Let's put that down. I love lions, so let's create a lion character. Let's see how that would look. I've always loved Egyptian culture, so I put that down. And when I mixed those two, it was like obviously ever since I was young, I've had a strong belief in God, and I've been like a Bible reader. I've always even at points where I decided that okay, let's do some deeper thinking. And a lot of people would say it's better to like find things on your own. And it's like even when I did other research, it always brought me back to God. So I feel like that's what really that put all the ingredients into it. And like with me, like I said, fine tuning it, and tweaking it, and like I said, taking things out, putting it in. That's where BLAKMANE came from.
Wow.
Now you can see the key a little better here, so you can see what he was
Yeah.
talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Did you do all the inking also, or how did you do? Did you do all of that?
Yeah, I do the pencils, I do the inks, everything.
Damn.
With the comic book,
Oh,
yeah, with the comic book
unbelievable.
itself, yeah, I do everything. That's why I was like, this is definitely something like I mean, if I had a team, it would be great, but I'm so hands-on that it's like, I don't want to like hire someone and then I'm nitpicking at their work and everything. So I was like, okay, let's see how this first one goes. And it took me a while to get this done because like I said, not only would I nitpick someone else's work, I'm going to nitpick my own as well. I'm a perfectionist, and I feel like if it's not done right, then I don't want you all to see it. And that's not to say that at some point I'm not going to make mistakes, but I feel like the people who support me deserve my best. So
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
definite.
So now, when does the Kickstarter close?
the last day is, I believe, April 9th.
April 9th is when it closed. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you heard that, everybody. April 9th is when this Kickstarter closes. So we put the link of the Kickstarter into all the comments.
Yep.
So you can do that. I'm going to add it again. And you all go and actually support. Listen, very seldom do you get somebody who does it all. This is so worthy of a purchase, and it's so beautifully done. So you definitely
Well,
need to
thank you.
go and support, Joey's concept here, learning a little bit more about this, getting this out there so that everybody can experience this character. It's just really gorgeous.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate it.
Wow,
Yeah, you
I'm
guys
very
got
impressed.
they're already halfway through, so let's get them funded, and then let's get them a little comfort zone there, so that they can keep up the good work.
Yeah,
Well,
it
thank
it,
you.
it, it is just like Joy said. It's worth every penny because he put everything into himself, and that's what makes it even much more valuable. Yeah, I agree. I agree. It's definitely different.
I
All right, so
appreciate all of you in the comments right now.
wow, I mean, really, you've got a lot of people who are supporting you on
Oh,
this, who really
definitely, yeah.
believe in this, and are really, lifting you up through this project because they know what you've done as far as getting this project out there.
Yeah, it's
So
a lot of amazing people. Not only just people I know personally, but like I said, like when you're doing a Kickstarter, you have to get out there. You gotta hit the ground running. You gotta
Oh,
get
definitely.
those people who who are in that community. You gotta reach out to them. I've probably reached out to maybe 100 people and probably got a response from maybe 15. But I mean that 15 is amazing. Like the people who I've come into contact with in that community who already have successful Kickstarters done. They have really given me a lot of advice, a lot of help along the way, and they're just amazing. And as you can see in probably some of the updates, I've shouted out a lot of other Kickstarters because
Yeah,
not only am I someone, I'm not the only one on this journey. So I want to be able to support other people because this isn't easy. Like we have these stories that we want to tell. And we're not getting picked up by Marvel just yet. We're not getting picked up by DC. So it's important for us to, help each other, lift each other up. I'm not one of those people who feels like, okay, well, I have to like step on you so I can get to the top. Like I'm pretty sure there's people out here who want to probably tell the same story I'm telling, but it's like, okay, whichever one of us gets it, like hey, that's the story is being told. That's what really matters.
that's what's
So
important.
I
Yeah.
really appreciate everybody.
yeah.
Yeah, I really appreciate everybody who supported when they didn't have to. So
Well, when this thing blows up, you could say, "I remember when."
Les, if you share
Joey
yeah.
Phelps.
if you share, there's
Let
a
me
couple
show
other
this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
things
show this. Joey Phelps was on the Bitten Apple TV on Apple
Oh
Bites talking about this. I mean, because this is dope.
There's some beautiful stuff.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, let me pull this up.
Oh, look at that.
Oh
Look
yeah,
at that.
that's one of the variant covers. Yeah. So
Wow.
Yeah, all the characters are on it. This looks really beautiful. I love, like I just showed this one, but this is amazing.
Joey, have you had any formal training, or you just did this on
I've
your own?
taken Yeah, all of this I did on my own. Like I've, obviously like taken classes in school for art and everything, but all of this was kind of just like testing and training my skills over the years and like viewing a lot of other, when you go into something you want to have a feel for it. So I've looked at like different comic art styles, anime styles and everything. So when I tried my hand at it, I decided that I got comfortable with this style and that's like, no, I'm just sticking with that one and I like it a lot. And it seems that a lot of other people like it, so I'm probably just gonna like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go forward with this one.
I like how
Ralph,
you made it your own because I can see where the anime influences are, but this thing looks so totally different than what we're used to
yeah.
seeing.
Oh yeah, 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 definitely. Like I think being an artist, like at some point, like when you practice something, you kind of start throwing your own thing in there. So yeah, some of those things, like as you said, like that's a little bit of me in there too. So
Ralph, I'm so sorry. I totally cut you off while you were trying to talk. I'm just like, this
Oh
is
no, no,
just
no, no.
love
We're
it.
both
Sorry about
excited,
this.
so it makes
Yeah.
total sense. Yeah.
All right. So let me ask you now, where are you going to be next promoting this, and where are you going to be after the Kickstarter so that we can let
Good
everybody know
question.
so that they can follow your work?
honestly, like after the Kickstarter, like I'm gonna go like really really heavy on like getting the issue finished with the obviously with the proceeds from the Kickstarter and everything. Like I'm gonna get like whatever programs I need to because like what I want to do is like I want to whenever I do a Kickstarter, I want to have that same great production for when I have a trailer and everything. So like I'm gonna be finishing up the issue, making sure I get those rewards out to people and everything. But I'm definitely going to be looking to head to Comic-Con this year, like when I get those physical copies and everything. So yeah, I'm going to be looking into that.
Yes, I heard that you were just invited to Kim Fest as well.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, Peace just invited you to Kim Fest.
Oh wow, that's amazing. Okay, yeah, definitely.
You need to look into that.
The problem is
Yeah, I'm
that
definitely going to look
ChemFest,
into
if you
that.
don't know, ChemFest is this weekend, and they are in a library, which I love the fact
No,
that
wait a minute.
yeah,
It's not this weekend. It's not till September.
Well, no, ChemFest is this weekend.
Wait a minute. I
Oh no, sorry,
swore.
no, I'm thinking MCon.
Oh,
Yeah.
you are just. I was like,
Amazon
wait a
is
minute now.
100%.
Wait a minute
Yeah.
now.
You had
I
me
remember.
worried for a sec. I'm like, wait, what am I gonna
Oh no,
do? I
but
don't
you
have
fit
any.
definitely fit perfectly into ChemFest. ChemFest is amazing. We love going to
Uh-huh.
ChemFest. Oh, it's a ride. I'll do is I'll hook you up with Naseed Gifted, so that you guys can talk.
Oh, okay. Great. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
All right. Well, this is just.
Yeah, by September I should have the physical copies and everything. So yeah, I'll
That's
definitely have
perfect.
something
Yeah,
over there.
That would be
Yeah.
perfect.
it'll be
That
great
would
to
be
see you over
perfect.
here at New York at ChemFest, because the ChemFest is just a
Oh man,
fantastic
that would be
show.
amazing. Like I definitely want to be able to travel and get these books out and get them to fans who actually, because I'm pretty sure like I was looking at my pledges and we got some people from all over America, so it's amazing.
I like
Yeah.
Xavier. Xavier goes, if it was this week, we're gonna make sure you got.
Yeah, that's
So you got
like
5
this is
on
our
it.
show. The Brodem podcast. That's our show that we do. So yeah,
Oh,
that's my buddy.
cool,
Like this is actually our studio where we do it and everything. So
dude.
like
Your studio looks
he always
fantastic.
well, thank you. Like you guys should like check out the Brodem podcast. I'll drop the link down here. But
Yeah,
yeah,
make
like
sure, make
we're
sure to put
actually
it
gonna be
in
getting
the
back into it.
comments. Yeah.
Yeah, please do that, and
Yeah,
I'll share that
Xavier,
too.
drop the link for the show, man. But yeah, like I told him today, like I got another interview because well, I just did one with like I said, the Lost Children of Andromeda, and I had to rush over here. He's like, make sure we get set up and everything. So he's amazing. He's always making sure like I got what I need, make sure I get my interviews and everything. Like he's crazy about the camera quality, the audio, and everything. So yeah,
I love that.
That sounds like me.
yeah, that's my brother.
Well,
Yeah, I
definitely.
got an amazing team, man. Like my
It
family, my
looks
mom,
like
my
you
dad,
have
my
an
4 sisters.
amazing support system, and that's always
Yeah,
important,
they're
especially with
crazy about
Kickstarter. Yeah.
it.
Yeah, this is just. I'm very excited about this. I
Yeah.
mean,
I told
just
you, Les, as soon as I saw this thing when I was scrolling through on Facebook, I was like, dude. Then I saw the video because I went down the rabbit hole and I was like, dude. And you know
yeah.
me, I'm a history buff, and I like the supernatural just like you do, Les. And this thing was just down the alley, and I was like, I gotta show this to Les.
Yeah, I love that kind of stuff. I mean,
Hmm.
I'm big on all that kind of stuff. I love highlighting that kind of stuff because I want people to read it and to learn it. I think it's different if you sit there and you
Hmm.
tell somebody about your faith and about the supernatural and about those kind of histories. It's best that you learn it on your own, but people give you nuggets. So,
Hmm.
that's part of that. This is really amazing. All right, so you all heard it. The Kickstarter ends on April the 9th.
Yeah.
April the 9th, you all. So please, please, please go support. We posted it. We posted it in the chat several times for you to go and support. And remember, with that $70 offer, you get all of those specific things, the digital copies, the copy of that, and you get thrown into a raffle where you could possibly be drawn into the next book. So this is definitely something that you need to get down on because this is history making right here.
Oh, definitely.
And I'm really
Thank
going to
you.
support it too in my own Facebook page because I'm from the Lou. That's originally I was born in Illinois, but I'm from the Lou. So anybody that's in the Midwest, we're gonna have
Yeah.
to support. So that's just awesome. All right,
Thank you.
thank you so much for being with us this evening. Good luck with
Thank
the
you guys for
Kickstarter.
having me. It's been amazing.
How
Thank
far
you.
are you away from your goal, by the way?
Last time I checked, we were like less than $1,000 away. So
All right,
yeah.
you all. We got an April 9th to make this happen. Come on, let's keep on supporting this.
Yeah,
Jesus'
make sure we get to
name,
that
that's
2,000 so
right.
you guys can see who that character is too, by the way.
Yeah,
Yep,
right. It's less
yep,
than $1,000. If a couple of people just buy the $70 tier, we can get them there in a lickety split.
yep. Get in there. Get this done. All right, y'all. Let's promote. I'd really like to. I'm going to promote this too because I think the video is dope, and I think that
Yeah.
that's one of your biggest sellers is that video. That video is dope.
Yeah, it does a good job.
Thank
It
you
does
so
a good
much.
job
Thank
at
you.
putting all the stuff, all the information out there, and it looks really pretty.
Yeah. If there's a way that
Thank
we
you
could
guys.
possibly get the video itself, we could put it on the Bitten Apple page, and we can go ahead and put the Kickstarter and everything there for you.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna find a way to get that over to you guys because I tried to send it to
We tried
Ralph
it
and
earlier,
you know
yeah.
how they say they say the file is too big and everything. So I'm gonna see if I can compress it and get that sent over to you guys.
Just send it in a WeTransfer.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
transfer
send it.
if you do at least 2 gigs. So you should, if it's 2 gigs and less, you should be able to send it.
Oh yeah, definitely send it
Okay.
in a WeTransfer. You can send it to both
Okay.
of us because I would like to promote it
Okay.
on some of my other platforms that
Yeah,
I use.
this goes great on the Tingling Tea too.
Yeah, it does go great on the Tingling
Oh,
Tea
yeah.
and Jay Winter Night Wolf Live as well.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely doing that. All right, you
No,
all.
definitely.
You just don't forget
Hello?
just to send it to us. Can you hear us?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you.
All
Okay.
right,
Yeah,
all
just,
right.
sorry
Well,
about
thank
that.
everybody for hanging out with us. We will be back here next Monday. Who is our guest next Monday?
Let's see. Next Monday, I think we actually have us just talking.
Okay, so that's fine. We can talk. I'll find plenty of stuff for us to talk about. You know,
Yeah,
I love that.
next Monday is just us hanging out because it looks like nobody picked that date, and I've been doing that on purpose sometimes so we can just geek out.
We need to have some, sometimes we just need to do a geek out moment. Well, where can we find you this week for the rest of the week, Ralph?
Of course, we will be on the Written Writ on Wednesday, 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time for the Written Writ Late Right. And yes, this weekend, if I can pull it off, I will be at MCon, our anime convention. Well, it's everything put into stuff, and of course, La Gata Negra is going to be performing live on Friday night for the pre-party for MCon. So you guys have to be there. And then, of course, MCon is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So if you hit one of those days, it's in the library. I always forget the name, but it's in the name of the convention. So MCon means from the library itself, and of course we'll put the information up for you guys to see because I'm going to try to get there myself.
All right, I heard that. And you can see me tomorrow night on the Tingling Tea, where our guest will be Lou Avilera, who is otherwise known as Father Evil. He is going to be there tomorrow night. Remember on the Tingling Tea, we talk about all things strange, supernatural, creepy, cryptid, weird and wonderful, and all that is phenomenally freaky. And then on Wednesday night, it's a fireside chat with Jay Winter Night Wolf Live, where Jay Winter Night Wolf talks about all issues within the Native American and Black community. So with that being said, everyone have a really, really good night. Both of those shows, by the way, are at 7:30 here on YouTube at the Cliff Dive Productions. And I'm looking forward to seeing you there. All right. Have a good night, everybody. And thank you so much, Joey, for everything. Good luck with your Kickstarter. Everybody's giving you hearts and saying good night.
All right. Bye, everybody. Thank you all so much. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you for being with us this evening. All right, you all take care. Have a great night. Bye-bye.